On suicide. They usually say never. The people that we least expect do commit suicide. At times, it might be we might accuse our relatives back home. We might accuse some uncles and aunties or some people in the family or even friends of witchcraft. But let me tell you today, suicide is a mental illness. Just thinking about it, you already have to know that you have a mental illness. So people around us, we have to be very vigilant to those who show signs of stress or other worries, because the next thing might be the unexpected, which is suicide. Now, Dr. Nicolas Santos throws more light about this unusual mental illness.
Yeah, suicide is basically the taking away of one's life by himself or herself. Individuals who suffer suicide or who commit suicide happen to suffer from first suicidal ideation. And suicide is a really challenging issue, especially in our country, Cameroon, and also in the Western world. Suicide accounts for, suicide is one of the primary causes of death in this society. You have accident, you have cancer, you have accident, and you have suicide. Suicide comes as an individual's manifestation of low level of tolerance of frustration, low level of tolerance of hopelessness, in the sense that most of the people who commit suicide do not have the emotional resilience and the stability to maintain or sustain shock. Yeah, we used to say in our days in school that some of us are shock absorbers, in the sense that we can go no matter what stressors we have, societal, academic, financial, we can be able to sustain and still make our good grades in exam and go back with a good report card in class. But for some individuals, they have a low level of tolerance of such things, so they cannot be able to sit with a shock or a life-threatening issue or something that was of yesterday that was threatening. They will take the least iota of a happening and keep it within them. We call that in psychology and psychiatry the internalization of problems, other than the externalization. So the internalization of problems leads to suicidal ideation. And suicidal ideation is you sitting down and thinking that somehow along the line you have to kill yourself. And when you bring that thought into you that you have to kill yourself, or you nurse that thought, the next thing that follows is that you have to look for the means to kill yourself. Then we talk of a lethality plan. When you have a lethality plan backed by a suicidal idea, and what I mean to say is that you can nurse hopes of committing suicide, but you don't have a roadmap to committing the suicide. Then you are not yet of an immediate danger than somebody who got the ideation and the lethality. So basically, what we do as psychiatrists and psychotherapists, clinical psychotherapists, we try to do an assessment. And the best instrument that we use in doing an assessment is the Beck hopelessness scale. The Beck hopelessness scale tries to assess the predisposition or the dispensation that this client or this victim has to execute the idea. Suicide is very challenging to observe symptoms from facial observations, but we can get symptoms as a result of holding a conversation with somebody. And these conversations become very visible when we try to ask questions like, using a Likert scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is that I don't want to live and 10 is I want to live. Where do you see yourself? If the person says 5, it means I want to live and I don't want to live. And if you can ask the person also a question, a trial question like, how do you see the meaning of life? If that person responds to you that life is all nonsense, you will always hear those conversations from some of your friends. I am messed up. This is hell. I don't want to see myself the next day. I hope I could get out of this. I am tired of this. I can't take it anymore. When you start hearing, these are red flags. We call them red flags. Diagnostic.